everyone, this is Eugene Roddenberry.
Dr. Mohammed Noor.
Adam Nimoy, Leonard Nimoy's son.
This is Leonard Crowfoot.
This is Dr. Aaron McDonald, Star Trek Science Advisor and Lieutenant Commander McDonald on Star Trek Prodigy.
And you're listening to
Humanist Trek.
Humanist Trek.
You're listening to Humanist Trek.
the Humanist Trek podcast.
And you're listening to Humanist Trek, a fabulous, fabulous show.
Enjoy.
And don't worry, you can do your Temporal Mechanics 101 homework later.
Perhaps I could use this as an excuse to go to those far-off planets with little polka-dotted people if necessary, and be able to talk about love, war, nature, God, sex, all those things that go to make up the excitement of the human condition.
This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Welcome aboard.
Jean-Luc Picard to the Starship Enterprise.
You want to review your rapid progress?
That nonsense is centuries behind us. To the Starship Enterprise.
Oh, yeah?
That is enough, damn it!
Tempo, mon capitan.
To the Starship Enterprise.
But you can't deny that you're still a dangerous, savage child race.
Of the planet Earth.
You just don't get it, do you, Jean-Luc? That is the exploration that awaits you. Not mapping stars and studying nebula, but charting the unknown possibilities of existence.
Heldor Joy, and welcome to Humanist Trek. It's a comedy Star Trek podcast about the humanism in Star Trek. I'm Sarah Ray.
And I'm Allie Ashmead.
And we interrupt your regular programming this week for our recap of Fort Collins ComicCon 2025. Woohoo!
It was awesome.
What a great event.
Yeah.
I think it's my favorite, to be honest.
So far, it is my favorite con. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like local con, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. One day maybe we'll get to do like a legitimate Star Trek convention, and that'll probably blow everything away. But for the meantime, Fort Collins is where it's at.
Yeah.
Before we get into the actual happenings of the convention, on our way to Fort Collins, we did a side quest.
So, Fort Collins is about 2 hours north of Aurora and about an hour and a half north of Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I go pick Sarah up. We get ready to head off, and Sarah's mentioned something about going to Buckee's.
Okay, we have one Colorado Buckee's. That's it. There's only one right now, and I like their jerky. So I was like, Allie, Mom, can we stop for jerky on the way at Buckee's?
I was like, fine, it's a convenience store. I've heard of it. I don't think I've ever been to one, but I've heard of it. And so I'm like, yeah, it's just I guess they have special jerky. That's what I was thinking. Okay, fine. It's a gas station. Maybe I can stop and get some gas or whatever, snacks. And I had heard about the hype about Buckee's back when I lived in Florida. Everyone was going crazy. Oh, we're getting to Buckee's. I'm like, whatever. It's a gas station. That's what I thought. And so off we go.
And how wrong were you?
What the actual hell? So I think it's like maybe 20 minutes out from Fort Collins. We stop at this off of the interstate. I think the whole exit was dedicated to Buckee's.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like a complex.
Yeah, for those of you who don't have the joy of having a Buckee's in your area, Buckee's is a gas station and convenience store, but it's a Texas thing, so it's bigger? 75 times bigger than it ought to be.
No.
I mean, you could house people in there. They have clothes, they have food. Seriously, it's its own little community. And then there's like 400 gas pumps. Yeah. It's fucking insane.
It is. I've never seen anything like it. And there's a little guy on a golf cart trolling through the parking lot. Security. That was security. So you get your own security in the parking lot. The parking lot is so huge. It's kind of like what you'd think a Walmart Supercenter, but except different. So we walk in, and the smell of foods and smoked meat will hit you. And I was like, Sarah, I want to see everything, because we don't do anything. we're
we got time to kill.
Yeah, we got time to kill. So we walk through and we go to the wall of jerky, as Bruce put it. There is literally a wall, probably just wall of different types of jerky.
Well, and you can go over to the counter and
Mhm.
sample any of those flavors of jerky before you decide which ones you want to buy, which is great.
Yeah.
I love it's like so there's a Costco sample element to it too.
Right.
They get a little
Mhm.
sample cart set up throughout the store.
A lot of the foods are Bucky brand, so of course all the jerky is Bucky brand. All different flavors I've never heard of. So of course I'm like, well, I'm getting some jerky. I've got some of that. There's two separate like consoles in the middle of the store, stations, I guess you could call them. One has they're smoking brisket and pork and stuff like that. And every time someone pulls out a brisket that's ready and gets ready to slice it, they yell brisket on the board or something like that. Some shit like that.
And then they all have to like respond in unison, the
Uh-huh.
rest of them. Listen, I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I have done some shit like that in my life. Working in Disney, we did, goofy shit like that sometimes. But I mean, literally every 3 fucking minutes, they're throwing a new slab of brisket up there and they have to do that thing. No, thank you.
And everyone can see it and look at the sliced meat, and they're cranking out sandwiches, brisket, smoked pork, and so the whole you can it's in the center of the store, so you can walk around and they're popping out food and then and then they have these plastic cups with cheese and like sausages. Like when I say sausages, I mean like salami or
It's like a
smoked sausage.
charcuterie in a cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they put it in a plastic see-through parfait cup, and then they give you some pretzels on the top. And I call it a meat cup because that's what it was, the meat cup. So we got some like venison and pork sausage sort of thing, and that was
Yeah.
actually pretty fragrant, pretty good. There was so much to see. Okay, and I'm not even done with the food because there's so much other stuff to see. There's clothes. I saw a Bucky bathing suit.
Yeah. That one's a little weird to me.
That's the weird thing about this whole thing. There was an old truck and sitting on display, and it was full of Bucky stuffed animals,
Mm-hmm.
which Bucky's a beaver, right?
Yes. Yeah, right.
There was a mascot in the store that I think kids were taking photos with,
Mm-hmm.
dressed as Bucky. There's hunting, camping stuff. There's kitchen stuff. There's like,
You name it. I mean, literally almost
uh,
everything you could imagine.
there's a fudge making station in the middle. Also another center station of fudge and desserts and candied nuts. I mean, just like what?
Now, for me, the best part of this story is we walk out of there. Of course, I made Allie take a picture with the Bucky statue outside.
Mm-hmm.
But we walk out of there, and Allie's just like, "What the fuck was that? What fresh hell did this just happen?" And so, the question when you leave Bucky's for the first time is like, "Okay, we've experienced that. We're good now, right?"
Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. Until after the convention, we're on the way home, and Allie's like, "We're gonna stop at Bucky's."
Like, I'm
I
gonna
need to
get
get
a
another meat cup.
Need a meat cup. Where else can you get a meat cup?
Oh god. Oh, so fun.
And I mean, I'm not gonna go back up there because that's like an hour
Once a year
drive.
thing. Once a year thing when we go to Fort Collins. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little out of the way, but
Oh,
I
goodness.
got a meat cup twice, so hey.
So anyway, then we get to the convention. We get everything set up. We were in the gym again, about the same spot we were last year, like the exact same spot. And we had very similar neighbors to who was around us last year. Got a little confused because the website didn't appear to be updated or something. There was some weird thing, like we were looking on the website at where the other vendors were, and it was last year's data loading. So I don't know, there was some weird things going on with that, but otherwise, it was really good. Met a lot of cool people. let's start with the special guests of the convention that we got to meet. And let's start with we get down the first morning for breakfast at the hotel, and guess who's sitting in the dining area for breakfast? No, sadly, not Doug Jones, although he was at our hotel.
Yeah, he was.
And sadly, we didn't get a chance to hang out with Doug. That was a little disappointing, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. Contracts and whatnot.
He had his people around him, and
Yeah, he had a lot going on. This woman asks us our names. She's like, "Hey, what are you guys? What are you guys doing? Didn't we have our jumpsuits on or something?" And she was like, "What do you guys?"
Yeah, I think we did have our jumpsuits on, and we both dressed the same. She probably thought we looked a little weird.
Yeah,
I can't remember how the conversation started.
I don't
but
either.
She just introduced herself, and I think she asked us if we were there for the Star Trek convention or something. I'm not sure.
And we were
I'm sorry, for a Comic-Con, not Star Trek.
And we were like, "Oh my God, we know you! I know
We
who
know
you
who you
are!
are."
Holy crap!"
She was surprised because I'm like, we literally just talked about you. We have a podcast, and we literally just talked about how excited we were to see you.
So sitting there at breakfast by herself was Melody Staria Mobley, the first Black woman serving as a forester for the USDA, and she served for like 48 years. We bumped into her at the hotel for breakfast and sat and chatted with her, and she is the sweetest woman on the planet.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, within the first, I don't know, 2 minutes, we were friends, and 5 minutes, we were family. Like, that's just who she is. She wants to know everybody's name and commits that to memory and remembers people in a way that I could never.
Yeah. She's amazing. I got her card, and I texted her, and she texted back immediately, and we were sitting a table away, but we were still talking.
Yeah.
And just very animated and very excited, all of us. And then there was a woman who was next in the table next to her, and she was wondering what the hell we were talking about because she's like, "Is there something going on here in Fort Collins?" and turns out she didn't know that Fort Collins ComicCon was happening, but her son is just a huge like sci-fi and he would dig this, and they're moving they were moving him into his dorm, and I was like, well, surprise him and bring him by,
Hell yeah. Yeah.
So she was super excited. And then she started talking to Miss Mobley, and then it was just Miss Mobley made another friend. So it was great. It was great. I'm like,
that's the thing about these events that really like connects to me, because it is, the fandoms are about like connecting with other people and, shared experience and, making new friends. And that's what it's all about. I love it so much.
Agreed. No one's a stranger, and you're not, even if you come alone, you're not alone. So awesome.
Yes. We do have plans to bring her on the show at some point here. We'll have to find just the right episode to have her on to talk about. She did a panel, of course, about her experience in the USDA Forestry Service, and that it included some Star Trek references, I believe.
Yes,
so
lots of Star Trek references.
She's a Trekkie.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. And I do want to mention that they are working on a movie about her life, but that she did preview I guess they call it a sizzle reel, and it's called The Dark White Forest. So definitely check it out. I think it's important for you to see it. I was crying when I was like, I feel like an idiot. I'm sitting here crying. But no, it was good. It was good. And she's working on raising money. She's in the process of talking to different entities to get her story fully produced.
Another person that we want to talk about is Colin Hoffman. Colin is a social science communicator, and he's become a friend of the show. He's someone we look forward to seeing every year, and always comes to our panels and tries to like ask thoughtful questions, which I absolutely love. He does a panel, Science and Fiction, a Romance in Reality.
It was a great panel, and he is so gifted at teaching. I can tell he is a born teacher. So yeah, I definitely want to give him a shout out. It's always fun to talk to him too.
Yeah. Of course, we love to see our listeners and our patrons. People, and that's the craziest thing. That first of all, that anybody listens to this show, it just boggles our mind every time.
Thank you for those who do listen. We really, really, really appreciate this. We really
Yes.
do. We really do.
Yeah. And so then that you give us your money is even crazier than that. And even crazier than that is that you come out to a Comic-Con and see us and hang out with us. So that's like top tier. Bruce and Tim from our Patreon Continuum came out to hang out with us, and that was a lot of fun.
We had a couple of other people that actually listened to us too that stopped by the booth, but I didn't catch their names. I don't know that they're patrons, but they were just like, yeah, I listen. I was like, oh my gosh, awesome.
You're like, what? Yeah. Another fun thing that always happens at Comic-Cons is the cosplays. I always look for the Star Trek themed ones and try to, grab them and take pictures. But also we're looking for like the cosplays that are just like, holy shit, you nailed it. Like that. That's so good. And the homemade ones that, people put so many hours into building them and they just execute it like crazy. So good. So there's a bunch of, we have I put up all the photos on our website, humanisttrek.com. Click on the gallery and you can see all of the pictures we took this year, which includes a lot of cosplays.
Yes. I was super delighted to see someone with SG-1 uniform come by, and I think I must have talked that guy's ear off, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. But any Stargate fans out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. He had a Zat gun, and he had the SG-1 fatigues, the old school, camouflage fatigues, and the SG-1 patches, and he walked by, and I'm like, I recognize that patch, and then I grabbed him, and yeah, poor guy. Sorry.
No, but I think that's what people want. That's when we do, like, our first day was the Planetarium jumpsuits from Dagger of the Mind and whatever that other episode was.
Tantalus.
Like, we love when people are like, holy shit, I get that deep cut reference, because you see it twice in TOS and that's it. And it's just like brief and it's such a deep cut. But when somebody recognizes who you are and they want to talk to you about it and like, connect over that, like, I think people dress up to make those connections. You probably didn't drive him crazy. He was probably like, hell yeah, another fan.
But and then I had to show him a couple of my tattoos because I have lots of Stargate tattoos. But yeah,
it was really weird you hanging your ass out like that right there in the middle of the vendor floor.
Didn't show him that one, but yeah. But then I saw Negan from The Walking Dead from afar. Okay, this guy, like, he's got to be like 6'5", walking around with a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire and a black leather jacket. You can't miss him. And I saw him from afar. I'm like, oh, I think he's coming this way. I gotta take a photo with him. And then, so when he comes by, I'm like, hi, can I get a photo with you? I love that. That's an amazing costume. And he's like, okay. He's like, what do you want to do? Did you want to do classic Negan? I'm like, sure. And then he says very authoritatively, get on your knees. And I'm like,
oh my.
And I'm like, oh, hell no. And it was just a knee-jerk reaction, I know, but he was so in character that it just startled me. I'm like, what the fuck? Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
Well, he's like, man hadn't said that to me in a long time.
I know. I did get on my knees, but I was laughing the entire time. But he was,
it was so good.
He was super sweet, really nice guy, and yeah, you'll see a picture of me on my knees with about to get my head busted in with a baseball bat.
We saw Hocus Pocus. We saw Ratatouille, the chef with the little rat on the shoulder. It was freaking great. Lots of Star Trek. Always enjoy that. There's always Ghostbusters. There's an actual like
Ghostbusters
Ghostbusters
escape?
group.
Well, yeah,
they do an escape room too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had fun. Allie brought a phaser, and I had fun walking around shooting things, and then
especially
photoshopping the beam in later.
So there were a few stormtroopers and Jedis that you like kind of took out,
fucked with a little bit. Yeah. Another part of the cosplay that is interesting, and we didn't do this last year, and I'm thinking, like, I'm trying to pull the feedback out to give to Nick. So they have this cosplay room, which is like adjacent to our gymnasium vendor hall.
Mhm.
And in there's a photographer, there's a cosplay repair station. So if your shit breaks while you're at the con, you can go in there and glue stuff back together or paint or whatever.
Mhm.
Like, super cool. And then they had like different costumes from different productions, like on display around the room that you could go look and read all about and all of that. And I guess I didn't make the assumption that this photography thing would be free. I was expecting, like, because they got professional photographers in there. The one dude we talked to, do you remember his name? I don't.
I don't remember the young Asian man who came by the
Yes.
booth later, and we talked a lot of Star Trek and absolutely adore him. I'm sorry, I don't remember, but maybe he can call into the show and tell us, remind us what his name is. But he was great. Do we get a picture with him?
No, I don't think we did.
Ugh.
I know. Anyway, the photography was free. And so you could go in and, like, of course it's against a step and repeat Fort Collins ComicCon backdrop, so that they get some professional photography out of the deal to help promote the con, is part of that deal. But then they also email you the files after they're all done. I'm waiting for them still. Excited to see them because we did some stupid shit,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be so fun.
But I will say too, props to the photographers, because they were giving us, they're true sci-fi fans. They had like suggestions. Okay, try this, this. Because sometimes you go up there
Yeah.
and you kind of freeze and you don't have any idea of what you want to do. And
Mhm.
they were just very professional, amazing. So shout out to them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they look like. We will we will definitely post.
Oh, absolutely. The next thing on my list to talk about, on Saturday night,
Oh
the
yes.
after party
Mm-hmm.
was a drag show. And this is super important for a lot of reasons. One, because we're seeing attacks on drag all over, particularly red states,
Yeah.
who, they are framing drag as this vile, sexualized thing that children should not see or whatever. And while there may be some drag shows that are like that, they're not open to children, by the way. So
Yeah.
children aren't seeing those. What they're scared of is a drag queen reading a story to your kid, and she's fully clothed. Get over it. But this drag show was really unique in that it was all character driven. So they all did like
Cosplay.
fandom character cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the music. The
Oh,
music
yes.
was also fandom character driven music that we're too old to know. Sarah and I.
Yes. Oh, get way too old for us to know. We were like, what is this? I guess they did one last year too, and I didn't know that. But
I didn't know either.
I'm just now seeing it. So this year, the performers were King Case was the host of the drag show, and we had Private Royce and Ambrose, BJ Max, Diddley Squat. Diddley Squat was
Squat was the professional one.
yes, and Fairy Tale, and they were all fantastic. They all did a great job, and they were having so much fun. And for us as the old people in the back who were just like, I love a drag show, and I don't know what character that is, but y'all
Mhm.
are doing great. There were a couple of young people sitting in front of us who were having the time of their fucking lives.
Yeah.
I mean, lit up like Christmas trees, recognizing songs and characters and stuff, and just went nuts.
Yeah.
And it was so nice to see that. It was that filled my cup, just
Yeah.
seeing those kids enjoying the show.
Yeah, there had to be probably I can't judge age anymore in kids.
Me
Maybe
neither.
10 to 13 maybe, and they were loving it and so excited. And they could just completely be themselves and be excited. They knew all the words to the song. This one kid in front of me knew all the words to the songs. I'm like, looking at Sarah, like, yeah, we're old. We have no idea what's going on. And it's so refreshing, and it's a safe space for them, and they can be themselves. And it's really good.
Yep. They played games on stage, brought up, people from the audience to play stupid games and have fun and win prizes. And that was a lot of fun too.
Next year, I'll bring more dollars. Because
Yes.
I had to get dollars from Mom. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, we had to dip into the Humanist Trek Petty Cash Fund. But it was for a good cause. So there you go.
I will bring a bunch of dollars next time.
Dollar bill, y'all.
Shout out to Diddley Squad, because Diddley Squad came over to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, did I do something? During like the intermission, because I'm sitting in the audience, and she's like, girl, I just wanted to say, we're only two black people in here. And I appreciate that. I know, like, just as some people, LGBTQ plus, have to wonder when they go into a space if they're going to be safe. I don't as much as I used to, but I go into a space and think, am I going to be the only one? And she comes over and just, and acknowledges that is what we have to do sometimes. And she's like, thank you for being here. And I'm like, of course, girl.
Yes. So the drag show was great. And then we can talk a little bit about, as always, every year, we have to thank our crew of the USS Tiburon.
Absolutely.
They beam us in every morning on their transporter playset, which is fucking spectacular, by the way. I want one.
Right.
Where the hell would I put it? I don't know.
Everyone needs one in their house. Like, what would it would just like take up space.
Yeah, totally.
But
it's cool. Awesome that they have it, and we're members. So we go and chat with them every year, and we need to be more active and go to more events. But we're going to do that. We're going to do that.
Yeah, especially the tribble making, because those are all for charity. And so we did get, Sarah did get a gay tribble.
I bought myself the gayest, and I was going to say the gayest little tribble ever. The tribbles they make are fucking huge.
Yeah.
These things are gigantic, but it's like rainbow fur. And I love it. I named it Bijo Tribble after Bijo Trimble, the famous Star Trek fan who helped save Star Trek. I love my little gay tribble.
And you fucked up its hair again, because I had a nice part. I had a nice part done, and but you fucked up its hair.
It's a tribble. It's supposed to look crazy. It's supposed to look like my teenager just got out of bed and said, "Fuck it." Yes, I have been wanting a tribble from them for a long, long time. And so I was happy to purchase one for a good cause. And yeah, if you're in Colorado, check them out. They have events all over the place, and we'll put a link in the show notes to that. Lastly, then, we did another variation of our Humanism in Star Trek panel. And we're going to give you a taste of that panel here on this episode. But this year we did a little different. We picked some like major topics of things that were relevant to what's happening today, and episodes of Star Trek that we've watched that we go, ooh, that's still very, very relevant and timely. And boy, we should fucking learn this lesson. And so that's kind of what we wrote our panel around this year.
The subjects were war, social issues, body autonomy, and grief and loss.
Yeah. And of course, there's lots of examples of all of those in Star Trek. So we had to pick just a few to talk about, but it was well attended again. We had a decent crowd. One thing I do want to mention about the panel is
Sarah scared off some people.
But listen, we go into this thing and you never know who the audience is and how much they're aware of or familiar with the topics that you're talking about. So you kind of have to give a quick primer on what humanism is and what it means to us, and how it we use humanism in our lives.
And the fact that we are non-religious, that can kind of put people off, certain people off.
And then I started talking about Republicans, and that scared a few more people off. But here's the thing. I'll share with you what Bruce mentioned to me, which is, as you may know, Bruce is a psychotherapist in real life, in addition to being the president of the Continuum. And and, he said, like, when he goes into a session with someone for the first time, I'm Bruce and my pronouns are he, him. And just that alone will weed out people who weren't going to be a good fit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're a pronoun person? Well, this isn't going to work. Good. Glad we figured that out up top.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, maybe, and again, the two things we've talked about this a lot over the weekend. The two things I've learned over the past year, Star Trek fans love to hate Star Trek, and not everything is for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so this may not be for you, and that's fine too.
Yep. I wasn't hurt.
Nope. But for those who stayed,
Thank
they were
you.
engaged and interactive and had thoughtful questions and comments. And that I love that. That's what we come for. The whole idea is to just get you thinking a little bit. And if it gets you thinking enough to talk, then we're doing our job.
Hey, doing your job.
Do my job. Took my job.
Took my job.
So Allie and I are going to head to Bucky's now, and we're going to leave you with a taste of our panel.
No, the fuck we're not.
We are going to leave you with a short sample, a taste of our panel here on this episode. But if you'd like to access the full video version of our 2025 Fort Collins ComicCon panel, join the Continuum at patreon.com/humanisttrek. Enjoy.
So the pale moonlight was, Cisco had to make some really tough decisions. Again, they were trying to win the Dominion War and protect the Federation. And so that was the gist of the gist of the whole Dominion War.
Actually, I said that was the whole story. That was a kind of big arc.
And just a more moral complexities and having to do questionable things that are actually against your own values.
Yeah.
But then the decision becomes, okay, do you want to be moral or do you want to die?
Yeah, right. Because his decision was, we're getting our asses kicked. What if we could bring the Romulans in on our side? So then he conjures up this whole big scheme to try to, coerce them to get involved in the war against the Dominion. And the whole episode is he is recording a log, talking back through all of these decisions and how it made him feel and how difficult it was. And at the end, he says, I lied, I cheated, I bribed men to cover up the crimes of other men. I am an accessory to murder. But the most damning thing of all, I think I can live with it. And if I had to do it all over again, I would.
And one of the humanist, themes is the cost personally when you have to make decisions that way and what it costs you as a human being. It weighs on you and you have to live with it.
Yeah, that was Garrick's point, was like, winning the war cost one dude's guilty conscience. And is that worth it? Yeah. Yeah. It also made me think about, like, sometimes being absolutist in our values can destroy us. So what are the ethics in violating our own values in the name of self-preservation? I think right now about how the Republicans are lying and cheating to steal seats and take over and install a theocracy. And the Democrats they go low, we go high. That's going to get us nothing. And it's gotten us nothing. But they're torturing themselves with, do we get down on their level and play dirty? Or do we stick to our values and have the moral high ground? And what is the moral high ground worth when you lose? So then now we're seeing people like Governor Gavin Newsom saying to Texas, fine, you had 5. Get access to the complete video version of our Humanism in Star Trek panel from Fort Collins ComicCon 2025 by joining the Continuum at patreon.com/humanisttrek. Next week, we'll return you to our regularly scheduled programming with Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 2, Episode 12, The Royale.
Humanist Trek is available wherever you replicate your podcasts. Follow us on all the social medias at Humanist Trek. Become a patron at patreon.com/Humanist Trek. Open hailing frequencies to podcast@humanisttrek.com and visit our website, humanisttrek.com. Humanist Trek is a production of Sarah Austin Media.